The next way of narrowing the type that we'll cover is using the in operator. So the in operator, just in general, allows us to take, let's just take some object. I'll make it here. I'll call it pet. Let's do const pet equals that. And it has a couple of key value pairs. Name is Kitty and age is 20. All right, she's a very old cat. I can use the in operator to see if a particular property is in an object, right? Name in pet, yes. But is breed in pet? No. So we can use this to narrow the type, and it's pretty common to do so because a lot of the time we'll be working with things that are interfaces or type aliases where we're working with objects, and we can't use type of as an example, right? We'll just get object back all the time. We can't tell if something is of interface cat or interface dog. So let me show you an example to help explain. Let's say that we have an interface called movie. A movie has a title, that's a string, and it has a duration that's a number. Okay. And then we have another interface called TV show. Now a TV show has a title too, or a name or something, but then it doesn't just have a duration, right? It will have something like num episodes because it's a show, and that will be a number. And then it will also have episode length, maybe, episode duration. Sure, and that will be a number as well. So what I want to do now, it doesn't really matter what these two interfaces are, but there's two interfaces. I'll write some function called get duration or get runtime or something like that, and it will accept a TV show or a movie. And if we provided a movie, we're simply going to return the duration of the movie. If we provided a TV show, we're going to multiply the number of episodes by the duration of each episode. So if it's a half an hour show and there's 10 episodes, then we'll say it's 5 hours, except we'll just do it in minutes. And the hardest part here is naming our parameter. What could be a movie or a TV show? We don't want to just call it like thing. I'll start with that, but that's not a great name. Movie or TV show. So watch, what, I don't know, media maybe? Sure, let's say it's media. Okay, so in here, I can't just do something like, I can't just access media.num episodes because, of course, that only exists if it's of type TV show, not movie. So I'm going to have to do some sort of type narrowing to figure out if it's a movie or a TV show, but I can't do type of because that's not going to work. If I do type of media, I'm always going to get object, whether it's a movie or a TV show. There's no primitive type called movie. That's not an option. So what I can do is use the in operator and just say if, and then one of these properties like num episodes only exists in TV shows. So if I say if num episodes is in our media object, TypeScript knows right here it's got to be a TV show. So it's smart. It can figure out, based on the code here, that I'm narrowing the type to make sure that we have a TV show in here. And so now I could return media.num episodes times media.episode duration. Right? And then down here, it's going to know automatically we're working with media of type movie. And that's because we returned. If we didn't return, then it wouldn't know. Down here, it could be a movie, it could be a TV show, but we return, so it has to be a TV show in here. We return, the function's done. So down here, TypeScript, once again, can figure out we're working with a movie, so I'll just return media.duration, just like that. Do we need to run this to prove that it works? I mean, we can. I can do something like get runtime, and then I'll pass through just something that follows the movie interface. So it has a title. Amadeus, favorite movie. I've said that earlier in the course. It's a good one. You got to watch that. And then I don't know the duration, but it's long. Duration is like 3 hours almost. Let's say it's 160 minutes. I'm just making that up. Maybe 145, whatever. If I do that, and console.log, well, first of all, I don't get an error, right? If I didn't have that duration, I would, because I'm no longer a valid movie. But then also, if I have some show down here, like SpongeBob, it's not supposed to have a duration. It's supposed to have a number of episodes. So num episodes is like 80 or something, I don't know. And then episode duration is 30 minutes. Great. And then we can just console.log both of those out. So we use this in operator to narrow things all the time when we're working with something like an interface, which is just a TypeScript construct, right? We're working with two different objects. There's no movie class or anything right now. It's just an interface. So I can't do something like check to see if it's an instance of movie, but I can check to see if some property is in media or in my parameter, and then that narrows the type, and TypeScript knows that's definitely a TV show. That's definitely a movie. Anyway, let's just print this out, and it works. 2,400 minutes of SpongeBob versus 140 minutes for our movie. And that's based off of, we did a little bit of type narrowing using the in operator. Okay.